other big decisions that will come by contracts and extensions and restructures. Dawson Knox openly kind of said he's not sure about his future here. Do you feel like they should want to bring him back, but at a reduced cap number? I mean, extending or restructuring or whatever it might be. Like, is he still important enough to this offense and to what Joe Brady probably wants to do?
Well, if they're going to be, continue to have a lot of 12 personnel and 13 personnel, and you're a little bit unsure about Kincaid and the PCL injury and, what that timeline for recovery is, I think there's a lot of value in keeping Dawson Knox. But I think we can all agree it can't be at the cap figure that he's scheduled to have this year, which I think is like $17 million. So whether or not you release him and sign him to a new deal, if you give him an extension and kind of redistribute some of that money, I think you have to consider that type of stuff. And, Dawson Knox, I listened to him on the Mitch Morse podcast, and, he talked about, look, there's a lot of levels to this. Like, there's the market of tight ends, and like, whatever you want to call Dawson Knox, I think you should at least consider him a very good blocking tight end that has a good receiving skill set. Like, that's probably an $8 to $10 million a year player. Like, good blocking tight ends that really don't catch the football are getting paid $7-8 million. And so I do think that there's a reasonable commitment that you'd have to make for it to be fair on Dawson Knox. But I think there's a way that you can certainly get that cap hit of $17 million down to a reasonable amount. So I can see it going either way. I think a lot of this is rooted in what is the vision for the offense moving forward. And if it's going to be continue to have a lot of 12 and 13 personnel to it, then I think you would want Dawson Knox. But, maybe you can find a cheaper option. It's, he's a glue player. He's been important for leadership. I really like Dawson Knox. I'd love to see him continue, but you have to be careful to not overly commit resources to that position.